Hey guys, it's Magic again. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about what limiting belief that I have that is the strongest in my life that keeps me from achieving the things I want to achieve or trying to reach for my goals, and the reasons behind some of our limiting beliefs. Um, the strongest one that I have is the I'm not worthy limiting belief, which is kind of like I'm not going to be good enough, or I'll never be able to reach the bar, or I'll never be good enough or worthy enough to actually achieve my goals. A lot of our limiting beliefs stem from childhood. When we were kids, the things that our parents did or didn't do when we needed them to, or things that we saw in our environment or that we experienced or felt, tend to cause these limiting beliefs. Because your childhood programming can control your entire life. All of our brains are wired a certain way, and based upon what kind of programming was set off in early childhood will depend upon how you respond and act as an adult. The I'm not worthy limiting belief is a very deep belief that you don't truly deserve happiness or success or anything good. I know personally for me, when I was a child, I constantly felt like I needed to behave in a perfect manner. I had to be perfect. Everything always had to be in its place. I had to be this perfect person. I had to constantly be out of the way, kept quiet, did as I was told, had to make sure everything was always in its place, everything was clean and orderly, that I never spoke out of turn, I never did anything that I wasn't supposed to do. I tried to avoid anything that would get me hurt, in trouble, killed, or anything that would upset my dad. And I constantly felt like I had to be perfect. Grades had to be perfect. The way that I acted had to be perfect. I always had to be this perfect person. Everything I said, everything I thought, everything I said I believed in. Even if I didn't really, like, some of the beliefs that I felt like I believed in, I simply believed in because I thought that if I didn't, I wouldn't be loved. Because I felt like by being this perfect person that somehow it would make people be happy with me and therefore they would love me, and if I didn't, then I wouldn't be loved and therefore I wouldn't be good enough anymore. I constantly, when I was a kid, felt like no matter what I did or how hard I tried or how much I succeeded or how good of grades I got, no matter what I did, I felt like it was overlooked. It felt like no matter what I did, there was always something that I could improve on, because I never really got praise for the stuff I succeeded at. I got told where I had failed. Now, it's okay to tell people where they fail, but you kind of also have to let them know where they're succeeding, right? I mean, if somebody does something good and you go, okay, well, you did this, but these are the areas that you can improve, that's one thing, because that's creative feedback. But whenever they're doing good things and the only thing that you point out is all the places that they failed, completely disregarding the fact that they are the things that they did good, then they don't really feel like they did anything good, which was a lot in my case, is that no matter what I did, I was always told where I could have improved, what I could have done better, rather than, hey, you did this well, but here's some areas to improve, or you did this well. It was always just, this is the areas where you can improve. This is what you failed at. This is what you need to work on. And because of that, I never really felt like I was ever good at anything, like I ever could accomplish anything, because no matter what I did, I was always wrong.
No, it's only stuck in my teeth.
And then, like, my sister, for instance, though, she got a lot of praise and stuff for the things that she did, and a lot of the time, like, I felt like I should be getting some type of praise for my accomplishments, or like whenever she would get things, whenever it was inappropriate, like on my birthday and stuff, and it just made me feel like I wasn't good enough anymore, because like she was always being praised, everything she did was good, and I was always needing to improve. So a lot of the time when people praise me now, or I succeed, I always tell people like that they're lying. I know I'm not doing good because I don't feel like I really deserve it, because I'm never going to reach the bars that I've set for myself now, because now they're not setting the bars, I am. And even whenever I succeed, and no matter how much people tell me I'm doing a good job at the thing, I still feel like there's something I should have improved on. There's always that one thing that I'm like, no, I failed in this regard. Whether it be my job, where I really do think that I'm good at my job, but there's like areas where I'm just like, I suck at this. And every time someone tells me I'm good at my job, I just, well, no, you see, I have all these issues here. This is the things that cause me problems with this. And I just forget that I'm doing okay. Or like even in my life with my son, everyone tells me that I'm a good mom, but I think about, whenever they say that, all I can think about is all the places that I failed him, or places that I've messed up, mistakes I've made, and how I need to improve. I don't see the good, because all I know is that there's this bar that I need to reach, and I have yet to actually reach it, because I don't feel like it's possible. I don't feel like I deserve the praise or the success, or to believe that I'm doing good at this thing. Also, a lot of the time, whenever this belief that I'm not good enough pops up, or that I'll never reach the bar, or I'll never be worthy, or I'll never deserve the things that are good in my life, like, because right now I don't feel like I deserve anything, even like the good things I have going for me, like my job, or my son who loves me, or this relationship, or whatever it is in my life. I just don't feel like I deserve it. As soon as I start to think that, I stop thinking about the life that I want to create, the life that I'm working towards every day, the life that I'm trying to achieve little goals towards every day. Instead, I get stuck in the past, and that makes me really depressed. And then I don't want to set goals at all, because I lose my motivation. And that is something that I do suffer with, is depression and anxiety. I have a couple PTSD issues and stuff like that, but and then there's some debatable mental health issues that they haven't quite decided to diagnose me with yet, that I struggle with, and all that just makes it really hard for me to stay motivated when I don't believe that I really deserve anything, or that I can achieve the things I want to achieve. I do know that whenever I do set goals, or I try to achieve the things I do, there's a lot of negative internal dialogue that tends to demotivate me, that tells me that I'm not good enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm not worthy enough, or I don't deserve to achieve the goal. And I talk down to myself a lot. Like, I find myself a lot of time, I'll look in the mirror and I'll randomly, without even thinking, it's subconscious almost, I'll tell myself I hate myself, or something like that. And I've been trying to consciously change it. Like, I'll correct myself after I say, well, I love and accept myself 100%. But it's a constant thing that I have to do, because I can't, for some reason, there's this negative internal dialogue that just doesn't go away. There's this little negative voice that just keeps going in the back of my head. And when I do manage to achieve my goals, and other people, especially when other people take notice, then I find it difficult to accept that they noticed. Like, typically I'll brush it off, and I'll be like, oh, well, anyone could have really done it, or it's not that important, or I just didn't, or I point out all the places where I sucked at, or I tell them outright that I don't believe them, or I just kind of brush it off, because to me, it's still not good enough. I don't feel like anything will ever be good enough. So that is the one that I struggle with, is the feeling of I'm not worthy. And I do tell myself positive affirmations every day, and I try to get myself out of that mindset. I'm working on actively trying to create it. I've started to try to, whenever I start to have this negative internal dialogue, get up and do something, like move or dance, or just something to, get my head out of that headspace, put it somewhere positive, and tell myself the positive alternatives to what the negative dialogue is saying, to try to drown it out. And it does seem to help. Well, anyway, that's just a little bit about my life and what I struggle with. As always, it's nice talking to you guys, and I hope that you'll go out and spread the love, okay?